Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is another part of the weight loss series, and I'm so happy to be here because today I wanted to talk about the workout edition for the weight loss series. So if you want to check out the diet edition, I have two videos on that which I'll link below, and let's get started. Okay, so I just want to get right into it. So the first thing I recommend is a habit tracker. So I always had a wall calendar just for fitness where I would check off the days that I worked out, and that's great and everything, but a huge part of your weight loss is your calories. And if you're in a caloric deficit, that's how you're going to lose weight. So it definitely kind of sucks because you can work out as much as you want, you can be as active, but if your diet sucks, then you're not going to see the results. However, physical activity definitely does help you to kind of be in a caloric deficit, because if you burn a lot of calories, then you consume, you're still going to be in a deficit. And it's just good for your mental well-being and your strength, and just to get movement in throughout the day. So I always did the wall calendar, and I would check off the days that I worked out. And then shout out to Amy Macedo because she has these calendars that she uses to track her fitness, and I kind of got inspired by that idea and did the same thing. So this is what I have last year, and this is August of last year. So I've been doing it for a little bit. We have September, October. So I've been doing it for a few years now, and I kind of tweaked it to make it a little bit my own. And I have a type A personality, so I like things to be super organized, and this is a great way to track your fitness habits. So you can track everything at once, or you can do just your workouts in the beginning, or your diet, or anything like that. So you can color coordinate it how you like. I put some of my own things, so calories for sure, working out for sure, and then I put in like stretching and yoga and going for walks and things like that. And the point of this calculate, or not calculator, the point of this calendar is to show you how many days you've been consistent and on point with your diet, and how many days you may have had a cheat meal. And so whatever I track on Fitness Pal, the calories, I also go ahead and write down the amount of calories as well, because otherwise, how will you know? So if I look at my calendar and I see, okay, I've been in a deficit, I'm guaranteed to have results. But if I see some days I'm in my deficit, some days I'm not in my deficit, then I can see why I'm not making progress. But this is also great to track different types of workouts as well, like walking, weightlifting, Pilates, things like that. But this is something that holds me accountable, and I really recommend for you to do the same. And this is also to help you in the long run, because you're not going to see changes overnight. And it's about having a healthy lifestyle. So I highly recommend to either get a wall calendar or print one off and color coordinate it the way you like. And the things that you're trying to track, you can also use this for like spending, saving, like money, your sleep schedule as well, water intake, things like that. So tip number two is walking. I never thought that walking was like important, or it was a workout, because I always thought if you wanted to lose weight, you have to do HIIT, you have to do extreme workouts. But walking is very underrated. Not these days because everyone's talking about walking, but walking is so important. So back a few years ago when I was injured and I couldn't really do much, my physiotherapist and even the doctors said to start walking for 5 minutes a day and then build up from there. And I talked about this in a previous video. I started walking with 5 minutes, and then I gradually built it up. And also, whenever I would think of walking, I would think to do 10K steps and be a little bit extreme with it. But I have done 10K step challenges and I've hit the goal, but the point is for me to be more active. So what I do is 30 minutes of walking every day, and I can break that up into two 15s, three 10s, or 6 5 minutes. but generally I do one session of 30-minute walking straight, and sometimes I'll do it like HIIT style where I'll go super fast and then go regular speed. Sometimes I'll incline the treadmill and then bring it down, so I play with the functions on the treadmill. You can do elliptical, things like that, but walking is very underrated. You don't need a gym membership, and you can start right now and just make it a habit. You don't have to do extreme steps, you don't have to do 45 minutes. You can simply start off with 30 minutes of walking and get into the habit of that. And then once that turns into a habit, then you can add other exercises to your. My third tip for working out is sometimes you don't feel like working out, sometimes I don't feel like working out, so I'll trick myself into getting into the workout. So how I do it is by doing a warm-up. So I do daily stretches every single day, and I also didn't think stretching was important, but again, when I was injured I had to stretch every day, and that became a habit as well. So sometimes instead of doing the dynamic stretches at the end, or the like regular stretches at the end, I'll start off with the stretches in the beginning and kind of warm myself up and do something very easy. And by the time your warm up is done, so like a 5 minute warm up, you're warmed up and you are kind of in the zone, so you work out. And that's another way that I trick myself to work out. Another thing I did when I was making working out my habit was I started to get up at 5 a.m. and I would work out 3 to 4 times a week. And that was because I felt like I didn't have time throughout the day to get my workout done when I had crazy things going on in my life. So getting up right at 5 a.m., I took the reins over my life by getting my workout done first. And it really set the tone for my day, and I was really like proud and confident of myself. So you can try that as well. So if you're out of the practice of working out, maybe you can do your workout first thing in the morning, and that way you're crossing off the hardest task. Figure out a workout schedule that works for you. If it's 1 time a week, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, whatever it is, you want to be realistic. So 6 days a week I feel like is a little bit too much, but 3 to 4 times a week is pretty reasonable and pretty standard. We can all do that. So for me, I do 3 to 4 times a week, 20 minutes minimum. My minimum is 20 minutes and my minimum is 3 days a week. Anything less than that, I definitely don't feel the greatest. And what I do is I also pick the time of day I'm gonna work out too. So I do my weights in the morning and I do my cardio later on in the day, because cardio doesn't require that much thinking, like I'm just walking, but weights does require you to pay attention to your form. So I don't wake up at 5 a.m. to work out anymore, although I do want to get back into the habit one day. Right now, I just work out during my lunch break, and the great thing about that is I have a set amount of time, so I can't really take long breaks and like waste time. I have to just get it done. And sometimes I'll do that at home, sometimes I'll go to the gym. It really depends. So pick a time and pick how many times you're gonna work out and stick to that. So I know, like, if I'm doing 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, around 12:30, or whenever your lunch is, you're gonna work out for 20 minutes. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but you're getting in the act of working out, which is tip is to be consistent. So the point of working out is to not have an all or nothing mentality. Have an all or something mentality. I've talked about this before, but consistency is not about giving 100% every single day. Consistency is about giving whatever you have that day and giving the most of it. So if it's 70% and you gave 70%, then that's your 100% on that day. So for me, sometimes like my room might be a mess, but even in the mess, I'm getting the workout done. Or I don't feel the greatest, but I show up and do what I can. So maybe if you have 3 sets and 10 reps, maybe you do 1 set, 10 reps, but that's still showing up and doing it. And in the beginning, that's why I recommend the habit tracker, because the point is for you to show up and get into the habit of showing up for your workouts and showing up for your journey. And motivation doesn't exist. Yeah, you can hear something and be motivated, but discipline is what's gonna get you far. And you want to make this a lifestyle. So I officially started in 2022, and up until now I still continue my routine and my lifestyle because I curated it to fit me and what I'm realistically going to do. And the point of all of this is not for you to do something for 6 weeks. The point of you doing this is to create habits that are gonna stay with you for your entire life, right? You wanna be in the habit of healthy, like your health and fitness, and you wanna keep the weight off by continuing your healthy habits. So even when you lost weight or lose weight, um, so even when you lose weight, working out 3 times a week is very realistic. And another thing I wanted to leave you with too is when it comes to working out, I used to dread it, and also because I thought it had to be for losing weight. And even though the goal is to lose weight, sometimes it can feel like, oh, well, I don't want to do all of that because I'm doing it for weight loss. Now I do it for my mental health. So when times get tough, the first thing that goes out the window is working out and eating healthy. But now I look at working out as my escape. So, people sit on the couch watch Netflix, but for me, it's like if I have problems going on, it's kind of like me putting them on pause while I show up to the gym, and nothing else matters during that time. The only thing that matters is me working out and focusing on myself, and I'll deal with the issues later. So it's not that I don't deal with the problems, but you can't be consumed by the problems all the time. So it's kind of like taking a break. And the big thing with working out too is it makes you feel grounded, right? Because you're focusing on your breath, you're focusing on your body, and that takes your mind off of your issues and helps you to calm down. And when you leave the gym or when you're done your workout, you're able to think clearly and you're able to handle whatever you gotta handle in a more better way. So now when I have a long day at work or when I have a long stressful time in life, it's like before it was like I can't go to the gym because I'm stressed. Now it's like I'm gonna go to the gym because I'm stressed. So using it as an outlet and again making your workouts easy but challenging, but it's a challenge you crave, right? And if you're into working out, you get it. And do things that you like to do, whether it's Pilates, swimming, weightlifting. I personally like weightlifting, and sometimes I do core workouts and cardio. And the easiest form of cardio is walking. And don't overcomplicate it, just keep it very simple. And I also think that it helps to follow a plan. So either create a plan for yourself or you can join a program. And I'm sure there's tons of like free online programs that you can use and workout apps. So I highly recommend to do that. And again, it's not about being perfect, but it's about showing up and getting your work done. So I really hope that these tips helped you in the workout edition. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.